the first time we get to see Jat couching on stage.
Oh, he's on stage!
He's on stage! Finally, we get to see him up
awesome.
there. It's like we've got him here on the broadcast with us. It's almost just as good.
Oh, yeah, it's
close.
I'm pretty happy having you by my side for
Yeah,
these games,
yeah.
I'll be honest here. And Callista taken away from Tactical. We saw him pop off on that versus FlyQuest during the playoffs. Was able to hold out a game even though Team Liquid ended up losing that series.
Yeah, so last game we saw PSG willing to leave open the Lilia.
Yeah.
Lilia got its first loss of the tournament. Do Mad Lions want to do the same? Because Mad Lions, especially at the start of LEC Summer, were known as the anti-meta team. You know, when Vars was so insanely broken in bot lane, they were the ones that would leave it up and find these really hard dive compositions. They would always have a good strategy coming in, and I think having a break before Worlds, this type of team can come in with some very niche strategies.
And you actually see Team Liquid being the first team to ban it on the blue side. Broxah's only played it once, they lost on it. Broxah, of course, has other pocket picks. The Lee Sin is going to be so contested between these two junglers. Graves removed. I wonder if this is just a Lee Sin for Broxah.
See, this is where I'm like, I'm not sure the Lee Sin priority is actually that high, because they actually lock it in.
It is.
Okay, because here's the thing, is I know Broxah's Lee Sin is really good. I know Shadow's Lee Sin very good as well, but the meta in this tournament, we did not expect to follow the line of thinking of, we want Lee Sin in the jungle. So now that Brox is on old power pick, both EU and NA fans alike are going to know how much of an influence he can have on this.
I mean, he was the EU Lee Sin. He was the guy that everyone looked up to, that everyone wanted to beat. This split, he has gone 8-2 on the pick. It has been banned against him 8 times in the LCS. And now we see Kazi getting that Ashe. And it looks like Shadow is going to be on his Evelyn once again. Didn't give us the most stellar performance earlier on with some mechanical misplays and some decision-making errors, but hopefully he's got that comfort on the pick now.
Yeah, this is a redemption game for him to say, yeah, game 1 it was shaky, we're going to pull it back, but now TL,
I love this.
Not pulling any punches here. Twitch is going to be showing up in the bot lane, and Core JJ, the huge playmaker for Team Liquid, is going to have that Rakan. I love seeing more of this pick splashing up the meta here at Worlds.
Especially alongside a Twitch, because Twitch goes invis, gets towards the enemy backline, and you jump on him, and as a Rakan, you have this express highway. You are zooming along onto the enemy backline, and it's so easy for you to catch people out. I love it. Core JJ is a stalwart of this team with his playmaking potential, with his ability to team up with Broxah, and I'm just already imagining the Lee Sin, Rakan dancing plays that we're going to see in some of these early skirmishes.
Yeah, so it's really going to come down to like how do these solo lanes end up panning out for Team Liquid, because right now a lot of people say like, oh, Twitch, he's low range, he doesn't have that great of a bot lane, but with some CC supports, if you can stack up the poison, pop that EU do quite a bit of damage. So Team Liquid can play a little bit of a faster style. If Jensen were to be on a champion, that could roam around, because of course, Mad Lions, once Shadow hits level 6, you have so much playmaking. You know, the Hextech ultimatum to find picks around top or roaming to mid, and that Ashe arrow can be super, super insane.
And now we get on into the second part of picks and bans. Shen removed by the Mad Lions. That was one of Impact's power picks throughout the regular season. Set taken away by Team Liquid. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Twisted Fate removed here by Mad, unless they want to pick it, because Jensen has been so good at roaming around the map on that TF. Of course, you could get rid of the Mordekaiser as well, which is one of Impact's signature picks.
Yeah, he definitely loves that one for himself. So I think that Mad Lions are a really interesting team, because a lot of times you would say, okay, coming out of here, they already picked their top laner. Obviously, you pick support and hold counter pick for that mid lane, especially because you do see Rakan. But Mad Lions are a team, you know, that really invented at least the Sen of Wukong in Europe. They were the first ones to bring that out. So I'm curious if Kaiser has something else up his sleeve.
Are you telling me this could be a Camille support, Ender?
No, I'm not telling you it could be a Camille support. No,
okay.
no, I definitely believe it will be Camille top lane. I was more saying that like they actually like to save their last pick for support in a lot of cases. In this game, I think when you already see the Rakan, it's less necessary, but something to keep in mind going further in this tournament.
You can see Team Liquid believe that Nautilus would have been a good counter, is very strong into the Rakan, very good at locking him up, and now we'll see where Mad Lions decide to go. Could go towards the mid lane, as you say, give Humanoid something he's strong at. Usually I'd go to the Orianna, but Mad Lions have decided to ban that out themselves, and instead they will get the Syndra.
Yep, I love this. You get early priority lanes. You know Ashe is going to have a good time in lane. You know Camille is super safe in a lot of matchups with that Grasp the Undying, and Syndra can control that middle lane as well and buy space for Shadow in the jungle, especially for a player that sometimes goes a little too deep on the invades. Making sure you have that safety net of strong lanes around you is going to be crucial. Now for Team Liquid, The Mordekaiser is that pick we said Impact loves to go to in the past, and he's going to be rocking that up against the Camille. But I actually kind of like the look of a Twisted Fate. You know, maybe not into the Syndra matchup, it's super great, but having the ability to influence the map and team up with Broxa can be pretty good.
If this Echo gets locked in, that is, I mean, everyone has seen the Echo versus Syndra Jensen play. And that would have been a very brave thing to do for your first game at Worlds 2020, but instead, Twisted Fate will be in there, gives you that more roam potential. And I will say, when Mordekaiser gets locked in for Team Liquid, they do not play top. Impact is left by himself, he farms up, so the expectation is Team Liquid will be looking towards the bottom side of the map with that first TFO.
Yeah, definitely give some faith over there for Tactical to pop off and carry. What's it gonna be, Mad Lions? It's gonna be the Leona. This is a champion Kaiser does love and offers that long-range initiation. Right now, Mad Lions have so many really strong pick tools, and combined with the stealth of this Evelynn, can jump on you, really, really surprise you. So I think Mad Lions' competition is very well-rounded here when it comes to looking for picks and really exploding post-level 6 in the mid-game.
And Team Liquid will be looking for those early roams coming out from Jensen. Get Tactical ahead. If you can keep him safe, if you can keep him invisible, it makes it so much easier when it comes towards these skirmishes.
Yeah, for Team Liquid, I want to see Core JJ moving early towards the mid lane. You have that CC setup of the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate plus Lee Sin, level 2 and onwards, you can always look to gank mid lane and make plays on the lane. Set them up for success before the Evelynn, you know, stealth warfare is going to come online for Mad.
Core JJ spends so much of his time outside of lane. In fact, he spends less than 50% of the early game next to Tactical. Like, he is out of there. On Bard, it's like 36% of the early game he spends next to Tactical. So the expectation is Core JJ will be teaming up with Broxa, will be roaming around the map, and will be trying to unlock Jensen.
Yeah, and as we prepare ourselves for this game, I do want to put these two teams in perspective for you, because they both followed similar ways to get here, you know, performing in the regular season, falling off in playoffs. But on one hand, you have Mad Lions with 4 rookies, whose most tenured player has played for exactly 2 years in Humanoid, and Team Liquid on the other. They've got 2 world champions, a world finalist, a world semi-finalist, and then that very young Tactical. So coming in to the playing stage, it's about being able to pick up early, because there's another element in this really strange year that is 2020, is that these Mad Lions rookies have played 14 stage games in their career. Aroma played 15 because he had 1 in 2019. But Tactical, he's only played 3. So even with no fans, even with quarantine, all this going on, having the world spotlight on you is a completely different experience and something they need to step into quickly here in the play-ins.
It is such a dramatic change for these teams. As you say, Team Liquid have so much experience. Brox has attended Worlds every year since he started playing. He's never done worse than quarterfinals. Impact's won it. Core JJ's won it. Jensen made semifinals in 2018. Tactical, though, first time on an international stage. First time on the world stage. First time representing his region, North America. And I've heard a lot of people talking about NA and the LCS and saying, you know, after Cloud9 fell off, I think a lot of people thought that the LCS just weakened as a region. You didn't have this stellar team. It was kind of the same in the LEC, actually, because when G2 fell off and Fnatic fell off, we were like, our region doesn't seem as strong. And this is the opportunity for Team Liquid to prove that NA can still fight with some of the best at World.
Especially for Team Liquid, who have come in to the World Championship as NA's first seed so many times in recent years, but never performed to the level I think you would expect of them. Other teams around them outperforming, getting into difficult groups for the squad, now fighting through the play-ins. They have some extra time to get their feet under them before they go into that group stage.
For Mad Lions, it's more of just a proving ground. You won your first game, it was sloppy, it was messy, INTZ put up a good fight. Team Liquid are going to put up an even stronger one, we expect. And with things like the Mordekaiser to isolate you in team fights, with the Twitch there as well, who can look for these flanks, Mad Lions cannot go hell for that leather. They cannot go all in because that Twitch can just shut them down.
And they're looking at the Broxa Lee Sin.
Oh,
they haven't had the experience of playing it. Humanoids in comms like, guys, look, he likes to gank, he likes to jump on you early game, and he will be the target, I do feel, for Brox's pick.
Brox is running the Conqueror on the Lee Sin here. Unsealed Spellbook for Jensen in the mid lane. And Lethal Tempo on Tactical. Now, there has been some debate on Twitch builds. I want to touch on it quickly. We did see a rise in Manamune with the Spray and Pray. Like, you can get so much extra damage from it. However, looking at scrim results and looking at solo queue records, I think Infinity Edge seems to be more prioritized by AD carries right now. So both builds can be done, but people seem to be prioritizing the Infinity Edge over the Manamune.
Yeah, and the big thing for Twitch, too, is with the changes to the ultimate, the pass-through damage, going to be very, very strong. Unfortunately for Twitch in this game, I don't feel like it's a true front-to-back team fight, so maybe it'll be harder to get that pass-through damage because, I mean, let's face it, a Camille and Evelyn are jumping at you from both sides. They're trying to make sure those angles go real wide on this Twitch. Of course, with the lethal tempo, will synergize very, very nicely with that ulti, but he's aware he could be targeted because he's got the cleanse. Same thing for Humanoid in mid. We already mentioned how gold card from level 2 onwards is going to be really tough when a Lee Sin can jump on you right out of those river brush.
You can see Shadow starting at his Razor Beaks by himself. Box is going to start on the top side of the map as well, doing the blue buff into Gromp, it appears, on this Lee Sin. Opens him up just that little bit to look for a gank, but both junglers are pathing it down towards the bottom lane. And historically, this has been how Team Liquid have played, where Impact is on the tank Mordekaiser build, and also how Mad Lions have played when Arome is in the game. He is a weak side jungler the majority of the time.
Yeah, you know, Mad Lions spent a lot of the summer saying, hey, Arome can carry, and he did have some standout performances. I don't want to get you wrong on that, but the focal point of the team is usually going to be around the bot side and the mid lane.
I do think because of this presence of mind that Tactical will be looking towards the Manamune a little bit more instead of the Infinity Edge. Tactical a little bit short on that ward. Perhaps just nerves as he places it outside of the bush. Kaiser almost got the gold, and level 2 hit first here for the Mad Lions bottom lane.
Yeah, #1 Liquid fan right there. The ward cheering out as we do see the pass through the scouting from Carzzy. I believe that one did end up spotting out Broxa on the Wolves, and they're going to be able to push this one out.
And even if it didn't, you see that the Gromp's down, you see the Blue's down, then you know that Broxa's been on that side of the map, right? It's pretty easy to evaluate, and at this level, Mad Lions should have a very good idea of where Broxa is. Kaiser and Carzzy have pushed up that bottom lane, and you can see now Kaiser saying, okay, let's get a ward in the Tribush, let's make sure that Broxa can't find a gank. In fact, just going to place it behind the Dragon Pit.
So I was wondering for a second there if Carzzy was going to try to take that quick early reset into a roam from Kaiser. We were talking about a bit in the last game, but I think their push into the tower came a little bit too late. So this next minion wave had already come to try and reinforce. They're going to be stuck down here in the bot side, but some very early vision inside Team Liquid's jungle. They're aware of the Broxa Lee Sin and how it can look to influence, but you'll notice there are some pockets in which he can attack because those deep wards do not actually cover the Tri-Brush that he could slip on through.
And the question is whether he'll be able to work his way around that. CoreJJ with the sweeper is going to go up and clear the ward from behind the Dragon Pit. We do see a lot of supports getting sweeper early to do things.
Right. And even though we say like, oh, there's pockets of vision he can play in, everyone in the game knows where Lee Sin is. Everyone knows he's on that crowd camp. You see just the coordination in Mad Lions, this very strong early game plan in terms of finding good wards. And this is the dynamic we spoke a little bit about in draft, where Mad Lions drafted a lot of very strong early lanes, which has translated into early game vision, which has then had the adverse effect on Broxa, where in his first clear, he couldn't find a gank. He has Red Smite, here we go, bot lane.
Gage goes in the bottom lane, Carzzy knocked up here, heal coming out, Tactical forced away, only has the cleanse left. Exhaust used. Tactical's going to try and flash, but Kaiser's still on the chase. And Tactical will be able to get himself out. Exhaust and flash used on the Team Liquid bottom lane. Only the heal from Mad. No Ignite actually popped yet from Kaiser. He was waiting to see if that cleanse was going to be used by Tactical to get out of a stun.
It's a really good play down there in the 2 versus 2. Tactical getting caught out, and something you have to be concerned about on that Twitch early levels against Leona. Her Zenith Blade is going to match your range a lot of the time. So when you go up for CS, you always have to be looking out for that ability, and CoreJJ wasn't able to help him out too much. That's going to result in quite a bit of CS losses. Mad Lions are looking to freeze the lane. There's 6 minions still here for Team Liquid, and that means they're just going to lose a lot, even more off of that.
Well, better champion to freeze the lane than an Ashe. She has freezing on every shot.
Yeah, but you don't want to shoot the minions to freeze. It's a little bit counterintuitive on that pick.
That's true.
Yeah. Hitting the minions doesn't actually freeze them.
Let's be honest, the lore behind a lot of League of Legends champions doesn't make a lot of sense when you apply it to the actual game. Jensen here in the mid lane is behind in CS as well. 43 to 34. In the bottom lane, Carzzy has that advantage. Almost 20 CS up right now.
Here comes Broxa, trying to find a gank. Tactical is invisible, and the wave is pushing in, but it's a little too early. Here goes Kaiser.
Kaiser's going to go in. There's the knock-up. Tactical stunned up. Now the question is, do Mad force a little bit too far because Broxa's going in? Kaiser still has the flash. He's going to land the stun. Here comes Shadow from the top side. Broxa has his own flash to try and get away. The Ranger's focus is going to slow him up, and he's going to use the jump to CoreJJ to escape.
I really like that gank coming through from Liquid. Broxa sliding in there. It was countered nicely from Shadow, and nothing will be lost in that play. But Broxa and Tactical working very well together. Say, hey, bait it out a bit. We know you don't have flash. Let me slide into lane and look for that fight. Doesn't net a kill, though.
Shadow in the right place at the right time to try and turn it around, but no more summoners burnt than were previously. However, I do want to bring an eye to the gold differential here, Ender, because Mad Lions, through these pushing lanes, have accrued about 600 gold in their back pocket that Team Liquid are struggling to find.
This will happen in every Evelynn game that is a good draft, because with Evelynn, you want strong lanes. We said it a million times, so every lane going to be winning out in CS, and with Broxa being called to cover down bot side, Shadow, first to level 6, clearing those AoE camps very nicely, and has access to that invisibility. You can see Kaiser, too, out of bot lane, pathing around this Evelynn, whereas Core JJ is going back to lane. So Jensen needs to look out because this is a prime time to make a play around that area.
It's actually a really strong timer as well from Mad Lions because this blue buff is coming up. They know, of course, the first clear is done at the same time pretty much every game, so Shadow can come across. Jensen's going to try and get away. And
that's just messed up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart from Kaiser to stop the back there from Jensen. He does have teleport, so he should be able to get back into the lane, but it gives Shadow just that little bit more time to make sure he can steal away this blue buff, and now Broxa is well in arrears.
Yeah, it's something, if you haven't followed LEC closely, Shadow is known as a jungler that loves to invade camps and steal them away. Sometimes to a fault. We saw in playoffs not really working with the rest of his team and him getting caught out on camps, but there it was very clear we want to attack the blue buff on the respawn timer, moving Kaiser to that top side as well. A much better, a much more well thought out and planned look from Shadow to make that happen. But now for TL, Jensen has level 6. Broxa has access to the kick too. Like, I'm waiting to see them make a play because if it doesn't come, it could be tough.
Oh, it looked like Broxa is trying to sneak in here in the top lane. Arome used the hook shot to get himself away. Shadow is shadowing Arome in the top lane as well.
Here's the problem with waiting until level 6, ganking with Lee Sin, is now, unless you know where Evelynn is going to be, her counter gank, her attack is going to be stronger than yours. I think with Red Smite right now, Broxa might have a solid window to make a play, but once Shadow finishes off the Runic Echoes, that matchup is going to swing wildly in his favor.
Broxa's trying to get the Rift Herald here as they did spot Shadow doing the Krugs. Broxa is just that little bit behind in terms of experience, about a level in the end deficit right now, but he should be able to secure the Rift Herald, although Arome is on his way across. You can see Core JJ actually roaming away from the bottom lane as well. He's already in the mid lane. Humanoid will join the party, but Mad Lion's very willing to give this one up. Sacrifice the first Rift Herald and try and get some pressure elsewhere on the map.
Can Mad Lions set up a pick on the Tactical? Tactical getting a lot of respect, just farming underneath the tower for the time being, as Karzi did tick over to level 6. But remember, Tactical is rocking the cleanse, and his flash will be up very soon. So Mad Lions have not been able to punish Tactical losing that flash very early on in the laning phase, so that slight misstep is not actually going to come back to bite them.
And Tactical actually does a really good job when Core JJ is out of lane. Like, he averages the third most gold at 10 minutes out of all AD carries in the LCS. He's usually ahead in CSD at 10 minutes as well. Here, he's struggling a little bit, but he's very good at sitting back, absorbing pressure, and letting Core JJ get out of the lane.
And I want to see Core JJ get out of the lane. I want to see TL make some more plays here because one thing that's so beautiful in their composition, a combination I absolutely love, is Twisted Fate plus Mordekaiser. Because Mordekaiser ult is effectively a giant snare, and then popping out of the snare, all of a sudden, Jensen with his Destiny Gate can show up. So there's some very easy setup to try and punish Arome. And the bonus is Jensen would be able to spot out wherever Shadow is on the map too with the ultimate, so they could call off the play if it was going to be countered out. That's something I'm missing a bit here too, because with all the deep vision Mad Lions have had, Broxa has tried to sneak into a lane a couple of times, but hasn't been able to actually find his mark on a game.
As you say, it's all about that early vision control that Mad Lions did acquire. Core JJ has now hit 6, has the quickness. Tactical look for the ambush, but won't go in. Karzi still with the flash heal available, makes it very hard to target him, and now Shadow working his way towards the mid lane for what is pretty much his first gank of the game if he finds Jensen. He's already got the Runic Echoes finished. Jensen, the charm is available here for Shadow. He lands it, and Shadow's going to put a lot of damage down with the Hake Spikes. Won't dive back with the last embrace.
Okay.
But
Jensen's just getting bullied. First it was Kaiser running mid lane, stopping the recall, then Shadow's like, I'm gonna chunk you for 50%. Here we go.
Zenith Blade used here in the bottom lane. The Battle Dart's gonna come out. There's the quickness as well, and the spray.
Jensen on the way.
Huge amount of damage. Jensen's on his way with the Destiny. The Solar Flare coming down. Core JJ's gonna be the first to fall, but Karzi and Kaiser are short to follow after. The first Destiny finds its mark, and Team Liquid take 2.
Way too much for Mad Lions down in the bottom lane. They go all in, but Shadow just showed himself in mid lane. Jensen's calling that. He pops the ult. He says, this Evelyn not coming down bot, we find that kill very, very well, and Tactical survives, which is huge because he's not going to be denied any CS either.
Humanoid will be able to get a plate and a half in the mid lane, but Jensen back here with a kill, sitting about 20 CS down. Very good first roam from him on this Twisted Bait. And we said it in draft, you know, that's what we expected. They should go towards the bottom lane. Tactical did a really good job of not even having to use summoners in that bot lane fight.
In fact, Core could be in a bit of trouble here. The Shadow and Kaiser in the way.
Kaiser doesn't have
it's good game sense. Obviously, Humanoid really pushing the mid wave gives it away a little bit, but Core JJ autos twice like, oh, I smell something going on here, and he's going to be able to back away, no problem.
As the game sense that comes from having so much experience on the international stage. Mad Lions might look to start up the Dragon. They will. There was a control wall just put in the back of the pit by Boxer, but it looks like Boxer is willing to give this one up. Yeah,
it's good map play, right? Jensen just reset, and Rome is sacking a wave in top lane to walk down towards mid, either look for the gank or transition that into Dragon pressure. Mad Lions was able to pick that one up all right, but I do want to point out the most value boots purchase of all time just came through from Jensen with the Mercury Treads, because he's against double AP, mid and jungle, and so much CC, the charm, the stun from Humanoid, the bot lane, like, it doesn't get much better than Merc Treads for him in this game.
It's so powerful. Core JJ's got some of his own. It looks like he's going towards Zeke's next, which is just so strong. With the Twitch, right? You get all of that empowered damage from the Frostbite.
The other thing, too, is like impact and precision, Brox and precision. We're probably seeing some legend tenacity, which is going to be very high value. Now look at this, Broxa sneaking into bot side, and he has the Herald. Oh.
Just going to chuck the Herald down. Zenflake coming on to Core JJ here. Tactical opening up with the Blade of the Ruin King. Caster's going to try and put some damage down. The arrow's already been used. Core JJ stunned up, Solar Fight. Tactical flashing forward, and Tactical finds his man. His first game on the international stage, and he dives in for the kill.
Yeah, Tactical going deep for that one. Love that play coming through. Herald drops as well, and Shadow stuck down here, trying to clear away the wave, and I think with the extra resistances he may be able to. Broxa lands the Q.
It's just going to force Shadow away for the moment. Kaiser's back here with half HP.
Wait, Impact has teleport. I mean, Impact just ulted top lane. He's fighting a Rome.
Rome still has the Hextech ultimatum. Broxa.
What's happening top lane?
Top lane, Impact just wins.
Okay.
And you saw it on the minimap. Impact wins the 1v1, and now in the bottom lane, the kick back on Kaiser. He's ignited. Ticking, so he's burning away, ticking away. Broxa taken out by Kaiser as well. We're jumping all over the map as the action starts to explode.
Yeah, things getting a little crazy here. Impact took the 1v1. I don't know if like a Romeo's trying to TP down. His TP's on cooldown, so I don't think that was it necessarily. But then Broxa pulling the trigger, getting a little of that Lee Sin going in there. Mind telling me yes. Or my body's telling me yes, mind's telling me no.
And no was the answer.
No.
No was the answer.
Don't do it.
Fox, of course, has a lot of experience on this Lee Sin. We'll have another look at the top lane, because Impact is just an incredibly strong Mordekaiser player.
Impact just gets a good E right there. When does he pop the ulti?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. So as soon as Arome commits the CC ability, the damage ability right there, and the E pop the arcs, you know he's trying to run away, and then he's just sort of stuck down here, follows the flash, and gets him.
And Boxer just diving a little bit too deep here. Gets the kick. You can see the poison burning away, but Boxer, the tower aggro juggling means he takes more damage.
Yeah, and the longer it's shooting you, the more damage it's going to be dealing on that tower, really ramping up. Looks like Broxa finally cleared the control ward. Shadow placed last time he invaded that blue buff, so good value on that one. But things need to calm down a bit for both teams, because whereas Mad Lions had a good gold lead coming out of a lot of the laning phase, after those repeat fights in top lane and bot lane, TL have now managed to even it up.
And a lot of that gold is sitting on Tactical. 2-0-1 on the Twitch. Blade of the Ruin can complete. He's got a bounty on his head. And Mad Lions will be looking to get that as soon as they can.
This is not an easy game for Tactical to play.
No.
You have a lot of kills on the Twitch, and Twitch can run over games, don't get me wrong, but he will have to play perfectly against all the dive tools and CC options Mad Lions are going to be throwing away, because he also doesn't have the greatest feel. You know, Brox can try to kick people away. They do have some tools, but it's not that support that wants to stick with you either in that Rakan who's going to be looking to catch people out.
And there's also a lot of champions that, even if you have good disengage, their engage is not telegraphed at all. Like Shadow, once again, just trying to find a pick here onto Broxer, forces him to jump away, forces him to use the control ward, and like Humanoid could just pop the Scatter the Weak as well as Mad Lions.
Four in bot lane.
Here's the quickness, dives onto Kazi as Kazi takes a lot of damage to heal coming out, but there's Destiny, and Kazi will fall. He tries to put the damage back. Tactical, gonna go down, and now it's 3v2 in favor of Mad Lions. The stun, the scatter,
TP.
Double for Humanoid. TP behind them as Mordekaiser's gonna try and join this fight. Kaiser is knocked up. Core JJ and Broxer now here trying to help Team Liquid get something back out of this, but Mad Lions are retreating through the jungle, and they manage to escape. Double knockback from Humanoid. He found a good couple of scatter the weeks in that fight, and Mad Lions walk away with 2 kills.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight there, because once again, Mad Lions bot lane is just throwing themselves at Team Liquid, saying, fight us, stay here. Tactical did get one of those kills, or at least the assist, with Jensen coming out to support. But I think overall, this has to be a win for Mad Lions. They trade up in kills in the bot lane. Arome, whose teleport is just now coming up, gets the tower, and it falls in mid lane too because of the retreat path from Mad Lions walking through Team Liquid's jungle. They get a lot off of that play, and there's no better feeling than towers going down as this Evelynn. Look at this.
And Shadow's looking for Impact here. Now Impact has the Death Realm. He's going to put Shadow into it. Shadow looking for enough damage to use his last agony, but yeah. Okay. I will say,
get him, Impact.
As an LEC caster, Shadow has been disappointing today.
Little bit on that Evelynn, going for some fights he definitely should not have. Let's look at this fight one more time, because I think Core sets it up very nicely. Carzzy, of course, gets punished big time right there, getting jumped on, but they are still outnumbered at the end of the day after all the CC goes down on to Carzzy in that one, and Shadow will try to even things up, and because of that, he's still dead. That means Rift Herald now for Team Liquid, and they can try to reclaim some of the gold they lost in the towers.
Just gives Team Liquid so many more options on the map. Rift Herald will go down. Brox is going to secure that. Meanwhile, Mad Lions actually look to be trying to take the Cloud Drake for themselves. It'll be their second of the game.
Yeah, good pickup for them for sure, but this game is about to get really interesting. As soon as like Mad Lions mid lane outer tower goes down, like they want to protect that at all costs, because for both teams who have really insane pick, they offer stealth tools as well. When these towers fall, Evelynn becomes so much more powerful. Twitch, the same. TF2 as Arome comes mid.
He dives in. The quickness from CoreJJ should be able to chase him down. There's the knockup, and Arome just dives into his death. Team Liquid happy to gobble up that kill.
Just very odd jumping forward there with Carzzy and Humanoid, both down in bot side, and TL punch straight back here. That's the mid lane tower the Mad Lions didn't want to fall. Now that goes down, and now look out for Jensen porting around, for Tactical popping up on you in the side of the lane. It is about to be really, really scary, and control wards are the name of the game.
And Tactical's about to go back, and he's probably sitting, I would say, on about 2K right now. He's taken that top tier 1, top tier 2. He's going to have a bunch of gold in the bank. Jensen's going to back in front of Shadow. Shadow will stop him with the smite. Jensen's going to lock in the gold card. There's the solar flare. The arrow coming out as well. Stopwatch will keep Jensen alive for a second. Flash away. Flash followed by Kaiser. Ooh. And the last embrace from Shadow just about gets him out. Good kick from Broxer. Will peel away for Jensen. CoreJJ jumping across the wall as Carzzy.
Arome wants to chase this.
Forward. Arome looking for the chase as well, but perhaps they're going a little bit too deep. Tactical's going to join this fight in just a second. Hexagon Maiden's going to dodge away from the gold card, and Jensen will be the first.
Look at the top side. Humanoid.
Tactical in the top side. The Unleashed power is available, but the Scatter of the Weak does not connect. Off towards the bottom side of the fight, though. Impact
Mad Lions still won it.
Mad Lions still chasing. Tactical's going to flash away. The charm doesn't connect. Good positioning from Tactical. Flashes at just the right moment.
Yeah, the flash was beautiful coming through from him. Still a minute before the Baron spawn, so everyone's going to lick their wounds and walk away. Just that first kill, I think, for Mad Lions going on to Jensen, but seems to be the consistent play here of Shadow getting a lot of these jungle camps away from Brox, and that's already a 1-level lead, level 11 now for Shadow. But, I mean, if Humanoid's not connecting the stuns, if Arome's not connecting the hook shots either, and Tactical's able to dodge away, now, with 2 finished items, the Runon's Hurricane, he is going to become even more of a menace.
I am so impressed by Tactical this game. Like, his willingness to flash forward, his laning phase when CoreJJ wasn't there.
Look, he made that one crucial mistake, losing flash at, like, level 3 in lane, and since then has looked quite good punching back against all of the attention and pressure that Mad Lions have thrown into that bot lane.
There's a reason that Team Liquid invests so many resources into him. Between the 15 and 30 minute mark, he gets 30% of his team CS. Like, he is funneled. And right now he has a Brunans and a Blade of the Ruin King, and he's playing a late game hyper carry.
On the other hand, we just saw Mejai's finished off for Humanoid. If you're an LEC fan, you're like, I don't know, I've seen that picked up before and not work out beautifully. We'll see the play one more time, because Jensen, hold on.
No, he won't. CoreJJ's going to have to dodge away. Tactical.
He's down.
Unleashed power is enough to get him. Carzzy's ticking off towards the backline. That poison from the Twitch is doing work. Deathscar's going to pull Impact back as Arome dives away. 1 kill down, second as well for Team Liquid, and now Humanoid is getting chased out. Shadow gets 1.
He's stuck in the Death Realm, and there's nowhere to go.
Down.
All right, TL fight back in the mid lane, 3 for 2 in their favor. Even losing Tactical, Impact showed up in that fight and held on to his ultimate to just get that last pick-off kill. They should be able to find a tower off this as well.
It's just great stuff from Team Liquid. They were able to kite back. You can see how much was invested by Mad Lions into killing Tactical, and the Medjai's immediately loses any stacks it could have had as Humanoid dies.
To be fair, he only had 4 stacks to begin with, so he didn't lose that much, you know, if we're talking about...
4 is 4 more than 0.
That is true.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can pull it back. Of course, had a pretty good start to this game. A lot of kills on that champion, but really punished in the last fight.
Do want to highlight Team Liquid now extending their gold lead 2,000 gold ahead, and we'll have a look at how this fight began.
Because I think TL are the ones to start it. Both teams really looking for it here, jumping on towards Carzzy. But Tactical on the backside is going to get hugely punished. Humanoid and Kaiser unloading everything onto him, but they take so much damage in the process. Impact is a beast. He cannot be killed. Mad Lions, without an AD carry, really alive. Carzzy was so low they couldn't turn onto him, and Humanoid stuck in the Death Realm will not be able to contest this Mordekaiser 1v1.
Impact's off towards the back of this fight. It's locked up with the Solar Flare. It's going to pop the stopwatch. Rome coming down from the top lane. Scatter the Weak doesn't connect. Team Liquid will disengage. Just having a quick look to see what summoners were burnt there. I didn't really see too much.
So Impact didn't have his ultimate. If he did, that goes on to Carzzy, and it is bad news for Mad Lions. He also used his teleport to get in that fight. 30 seconds from the Drake as the arrow does not connect. No flash or cleanse on Tactical for this fight.
Guys, is going to hex flash around the corner.
Look at Shadow underneath.
Shadow is behind them. Tactical pushing in. 30 seconds on the Drake. Very important Drake here for both teams. Team Liquid want to stop the Mountain Soul from being taken by Mad Lions.
TL are in a better spot for this. Mad Lions, Carzzy Kaiser, they don't have their ultimates. I think they're going to give this one up. They don't want to contest. They got the first 2 Drakes of the game, so it's okay if they do let some slide to TL now, but they are down in gold for the time being, and Team Liquid, for the last few minutes, have really taken over the map. As soon as that outer tower went down, like I said, all of a sudden, Mad Lions stepping a little bit too far forward, and TL, with the engage tools they have, be able to pop on you from nowhere. Wow, they've been able to find their mark.
The issue Mad Lions are having is, yes, you can dive in to kill Tactical, but if he gets 3 or 4 shots off with the spray and pray with the Runans, you're just done. Like, you're 30% HP, and then Broxah dives in, Jensen dives in, and you get demolished in a team fight.
And it's funny, too, because we've talked about a lot in this game. We're like, look, Mad Lions have all these tools to dive Tactical. Can he stay alive? Well, Impact is just solo diving the enemy backline and getting it done here. Here's the arrow.
Arrow comes out. Death Realm used.
It's a 1v1.
Towards the top side of it, and now Impact perhaps overstepping. He doesn't know that the rest of Mad Lions are surrounding him. Humanoid looking for the stun. Impact does a huge amount of work, but he will fall in just a second as Arome chases him down. Impact actually gets to the blast.
No.
Okay, Unleash Power. Unleash Power was invested there by Humanoid. He wasn't letting Impact get away.
Look at this Tactical in mid lane. He doesn't know Shadow's here.
Now he does. He does. He knows Shadow's just around the corner. Core JJ dumping in. Last QS used by Shadow to get away. Could have allowed his Banshees to proc instead, deciding the ultimate was worth it.
Yeah, Shadow's not taking any chances in this one. I think that was a good move from Mad Lions to be able to punish Impact on the side lane, because I was going to say, the game for Impact started off with that straight-up solo kill in top lane, dunking on Arome, and has been able to transition that into more fights. So he doesn't have the TP for a little while, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to replicate that in the coming minutes. But he's a force to be reckoned with, because when all these Mad Lions teams are like diving around and very split up in the game, Mordekaiser rolls into your backline, is like, what's up, guys? You can't beat me 1v1.
He's just a demolition crew by himself. Right now, Rylai's, Leandri's complete. Let's talk a little bit about next steps, though, Ender, because we've kind of got through the early game, we've got through the laning phase, through most of the mid game now, and it's really about these major objectives. We've got a Mountain Drake in 3 minutes, but there's also a Baron on the cards.
Yeah, well, I love Shadows pretending to be a ward here. I actually like deep vision in mid lane, not even necessarily in the enemy jungle, but you see there's a very deep ward placed by Team Liquid all the way behind the Mad Lions, and these are the types of wards that help you set up and make intelligent decisions, because there's not a lot of deep vision inside the enemy jungle. So we've seen a couple fights now where 5 people are on both teams are in mid lane, and they think they're picking one person, but then the whole squad rolls up behind them. So actually being able to have the vision, those wards like TL placed in mid lane, set them up very nicely to pick smarter fights, because we've seen a couple times in this game from both sides picking fights where they don't actually have the numbers advantage.
Especially with invisible champions as well, right?
Yeah, it's so hard.
You think Twitch isn't there, then he's there. You think Evelyn's not there, then she's there. And it's just all of these variables you have to work your way around. And both these teams now getting towards, you know, those 2-3 item points. Actually looks like Tactical is just away from his Infinity Edge. He's got the BF sword, he's got the pickaxe, and now he's going to look to finish up that Infinity Edge, and that will make him so much more powerful on this Twitch.
He's the champion that is going to continue really ramping up for Team Liquid as the game goes. Similar can be said for Humanoid on the other side, who's going to finish off his Rabadons on his next reset. But you can see the pockets that these two teams want to play in, because right now Team Liquid have been so focused on owning control wards in the top river. Where your control wards are placed tells me where these teams want to fight, especially because of the stealth champions in this game. So TL set up around Baron. They're always going to cheat towards the left side of the map, but that may have to change once this Mountain Drake comes up. It doesn't feel like either team wants to risk it all over a Baron or the setup around that because they're more built around picks, but around a Drake, TL would love to have that one.
There we are, Humanoid just enough gold to finish the Rabadon's death cap. Jensen has gone for the rapid fire cannon Twisted Fate build. I always like this, gives you so much pick potential with your wild cards, with your picker card, sorry. And it just means it's so much easier for him to lock someone up. Kazi has been the key target. No cleanse on that Ashe. If you catch him, he is done for in just a couple of shots of the spray and pray. And now Arome in the bottom lane, Jensen in the top. Both teams trying to get these side lanes in a good position before this Mountain Drake spawns.
Yeah, Team Liquid doing a very good job of escorting Tactical around. You can see CoreJJ sort of walking into the river saying, come and fight me, Shadow, you're not going to try to assassinate me. Impact also there to help clear away those minions and be a body to protect against Shadow. But Shadow getting very, very deep now, taking the chance, risking that there aren't control wards in the jungle to spot him out. He knows the placement of that one around the red buff, but he's trying to find a really deep angle. But he can't come around that wall to his left because the mid lane tower, that'll spot him.
Oh, he's going for it though. He's going for it. Impact dives in. Death Realm used on Arome. Shadow's in the right position here. Does have the flash if he wants to dive forward. Mad Lions continuing just to push Team Liquid back. Impact arrow comes out. CoreJJ stunned through the quickness. Zenith Blade going out as Kazi flashes away from the quickness on the back line. Shadow diving in. They're trying to get Impact. They're trying to get CoreJJ. They've got one. Impact able to flash away. Tactical opening up with the spray and pray. And look at what the Rat can do. 2 quick kills to Team Liquid. And Mad Lions have to walk away.
Jensen's still looking for it. Destiny in over on the side. He has the Ghost to try and chase them down. Mad Lions, they're in trouble.
Gold card locked onto Kaiser. The wild cards come out and Boxer takes the kill. Next up on the menu is Jensen for Arome. He answers with 1, but it's the 3v2 in favor of Team Liquid and Boxer still hits the kick. Sonic Wave has landed. Arome retreats away. So does Kaiser, but Tactical's on the chase.
Tactical's on the hunt. Kaiser get through the gate. He will be able to escape, but this is certainly going to be the dragon for TL after a huge team fight. Mad Lions really tried to force it around that mid lane, and we saw Shadow throwing himself into the fight. Tactical was peeled for, stayed alive, and then Shadow on the exit was just right in the face of Impact. Impact slams him down into the ground, and then Jensen, the rest of the crew, able to chase down for a couple extra kills.
And it feels like Team Liquid have really taken control of this game now. 2,000 gold ahead. Their late game AD carry well and truly online. You can see Mad Lions, they're like, oh, we can get Impact a little bit, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah, so I think it's a good look at the start, but Arome, of course, gets ulted, so he has to flash away. That really slows down the momentum of this play. But now, once we're pressing forward, Impact, again, buying so much time. But what can Shadow do on the bottom side? CoreJJ is zoning 3 people by himself back there. Shadow can't do anything. They're too close to the tower. He's stuck up there while Tactical kills Humanoid. Impact gets the kill on Shadow on the top end of the fight.
And it's this game of inches. You see Tactical there, 150 HP. If the stopwatch by Impact isn't used at the right time, he's dead to the unleashed power. It's so close in some of these moments, and right now, Team Liquid are finding their moments a little bit better. CoreJJ diving in. Kazi's going to try and put some damage down. Tactical opens up once again with spray and pray. Solar Flare used. Impact has the flank, and Humanoid's going to try and dive forward. If got the exhaust, Tactical has a stopwatch of his own. There's nothing you can do. Team Liquid ready for every opportunity that Mad Lions try and take. They get 4 kills, and they turn their eyes to Baron.
Mad Lions looking desperate, and TL are just better in the team fights. Tactical refuses to die, and Impact, time and time again, is just destroying Mad Lions on the back end of the fight.
And this will be Baron for Team Liquid. Have to look at Tactical. 4-2-10 on this Twitch. The stopwatch, a work of genius there. As you could see, Humanoid invests the cleanse, invests the flash, invests everything in trying to get on towards the Twitch, and he just can't do enough.
Because, I mean, Humanoid, with the rest of his team struggle, has been trying to do everything, and he has no time for it. Jensen goes in, but of course, with the Banshee Veil, Jensen will not be able to find that gold card. But, I mean, Humanoid, he went for the Mejai's. That hasn't panned out. The fight before the one we just saw, Impact used the Zhonya's Hourglass. This fight, it's the stopwatch on Twitch. he just can't do anything when those cooldowns are up and ready to go. And we missed the start of this fight, so I'm really curious what happened. It's of course the arrow that doesn't connect onto Tactical, and then once again, Mad Lions get so desperate. They try to cut him off in the pass, but Impact is teleporting into the backline once more. It's a double knock-up CC there from CoreJJ, and look at Impact just raining hell on the backlines of Mad. They're just completely scattered.
We said it in draft. Don't give Broxah his Lee Sin. Don't give Impact Mordekaiser or Shen. What's happened? They got the Lee Sin, they got the Mord, and now they are just demolishing Mad Lions in some of these late game team fights. It's a 5,000 gold lead, and Team Liquid are sending a statement that LCS is here to play.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because everyone's saying, don't play Lee Sin, you don't play these early game junglers, stick to the scaling junglers, skip to the farming junglers. That's what Shadow went for, and Broxah, even though he wasn't able to find a huge impact early on in the game, something he always was able to do in the past was find really good kicks in the team fights later on, and he's showing up to help protect Tactical in these ones here.
And right now with the Baron buff, 1.5 minutes left on it. Team Liquid actually, historically, do not win while they have the Baron buff active. What they do is they break open the base, they take an inhibitor, and then they back away, reset, and then look for the push on the next time they can find a good fight. So expectation is here that Team Liquid will not win the game in the next minute, but they will get a lot away from Mad Lions.
Yes, hitting the towers here is the hard part. There's so much long range in CC for Mad Lions that it can be difficult, but Tactical has a cleanse. He now has a QSS, so even though the stopwatch is down and Humanoid can have the damage stick to Tactical, the CC will not be able to, and that flash is going to be returning very, very soon as well. So there was maybe a window where that was down. The Mad Lions could look to fight, but right now they are turtling up as best they can in base.
Mad Lions just trying to work out an avenue of approach, trying to work out something to do. They've struggled historically throughout the course of playoffs and throughout the course of the regular season when people really put them on the ropes to find these different avenues, to find a new playstyle. They tend to just throw their heads at their opponents and hope that they can continue to win. And here comes the TP from Team Liquid. Impact keeps Arome in the realm of death. Arome is going to try and get away. Good hookshot wall dive, but he is stunned up, and CoreJJ now has a flank position. Death's Grasp will drag Arome back alongside the Gromp, and immediately Arome knocked up and taken down by Team Liquid. 18 kills to 10. Team Liquid well in control of this game.
10 seconds left of the Baron buff. Can they actually break this turret with Arome down? I don't think Mad Lions can threaten. Humanoids in the top side too, so this one is going to fall.
Inhibitor tower #1 taken here by Team Liquid. 33 minutes in, they're shepherding the cannon in as well. Mad Lions might look for the flank. The arrow goes out, goes
really wide.
Yeah.
That one doesn't clear away the minion waves, but Shadow is here around, and he reveals himself too. What are Mad Lions doing?
Quickness coming out, CoreJJ knocked back, but Humanoid's already dead, and there's the second. They're looking for Kaiser, trying to get Okazi on the back line. Tactical flashes forward once again.
Look at him!
He's a madman, but he cannot die. Tactical, take a bow, young man. Your first game on an international stage, and not once, but twice, you flash into the face of your enemies and you take them down. Team Liquid claim North America's first win at Worlds 2020.
Team Liquid playing the team fight game right there and beating down on the Mad Lions, and Tactical in his 4th professional stage game ever, showing up with the aggressive flashes time and time again. It was a good look for TL in game 1.
It really, really was. Mad Lions, they'll be licking their wounds a little bit, you have to say. Their performance against INTZ earlier today wasn't the most convincing here. Their early game was good at times, but Team Liquid were able to keep them at bay, keep them at arm's reach, and then in the end, shut out the game through superior team fights. Jensen just waved to the imaginary crowd. Good job.
From up high, you know, in the Shanghai sky. You do love it for them. But on the other side of things, we're once again looking at a Mad Lions that look a bit shaky. Still smiling, not down on themselves too much, but game 1, it was a win, but shaky. This game also shaky and a loss, and it's important to remember that this team really found their footing in the online era of the LEC, and now not really adapting to the international stage. I'm curious if they can turn it around in the next games.
I mean, they do have a little while before they play their next games. I believe it is on Monday, actually. No, they have one tomorrow, one Monday.
Yes.
So they've got a little bit of time. They're game 6 tomorrow, so they can just work things out, have a little bit of a think, and hopefully come back stronger. Because, of course, #1 seed in each group gets straight through into the group stages. However, #2, #3, #4, they are fighting through knockout rounds to try and get into groups. It's going to be a difficult road.